So it seems like nowadays we all want to be famous. Social media posts, selfies, likes, follows. We all want people to know who we are. Hell, I've spent most of my life doing it. In other ways, but it's the same idea. The need for people to tell me how funny I am and love what I do. I remember as a bartender at the Punchline in Atlanta watching comedians dreaming of one day being famous like them. The problem was I didn't know that a lot of them made up the credits in their intros. I was in awe. You know what I mean? I'd stand in the back and you'd hear, "You've seen him on The Tonight Show, David Letterman, and can be seen this fall on ABC in his new sitcom. He's a shop teacher by day and a porn star by night. Either way, he brings his own hammer. It's Gallagher. 4. I couldn't say 2. He'll sue you. I never connected the fact that these guys came in on a Greyhound bus and were bitching that they had to pay half price for chicken wings. I just dreamt of getting those credits. I lived in my car for 4 years and worked my ass off, all while thinking if I could get them, I could fill the void I was feeling and bliss would follow. Well, I never got super famous, but I got those credits. Hosting shows on NBC, History Channel, comedy specials, movies, roasts, and of course, The Bob and Tom Show. Well, I can't speak for others, but the closer I got to fame, the more empty I felt. It really did make me feel like I was special because you were literally told that. But it's fake. You come home and hear, "Pick up the dog poop before you cut the grass." And it's like, hold on 1 second. Apparently someone in this house doesn't watch TV. You know, lady, I pay for all this, so here's some plastic bags, and don't get it on your fingers. I'm going to want a sandwich after my nap. Now, I can tell you that attitude gets extremely expensive in divorce court. And fame looks really cool from the outside. I remember going to a football game with Will Ferrell. We got out of the car, and we're about 100 yards from the door to get to our box. There was a sea of people between us and the door. The second he got out of the car, people went berserk. And I remember thinking, this is an absolute disaster in the making. But before I knew it, Will pulled my sweatshirt hood up over my head and was pushing me through the crowd yelling, "Get out of this guy's way. He's on Comedy Central or something. I don't know, but he's very important. And you shouldn't look in his eyes. For God's sakes, he's on Animal Planet." It was brilliant. We made it to the door in minutes, and the people were dying laughing. By the way, he is the nicest dude ever. Anyway, but to constantly have to hide, dodge, have people trying to catch you screwing up, taking everything you say out of context and blistering you for it, it's got to be exhausting. At the time, I wanted to be like that. And I know money and fame are awesome, and I'm sure it is, but I don't think they're any happier than I am now. When that isn't the most important thing, I found myself being more content. A lot of famous people do stay true to themselves. I remember after being on a bender out on the road with Blue Collar, I didn't know the people I was getting hammered with in every different city. And in one of the many interventions I got from Cable Guy, he told me that I was killing myself for people I don't know. And when I'm dying on my deathbed, none of them would show up. It would be him and the people that loved me that would be left to deal with me. And that planted a seed that grew over the years. I started to realize I was getting chewed up by my chase for fame, and I was lost. I was trying to just feed my ego and not my soul. Now, it would seem silly after all this to tell you that you can see me this Thursday in Nashville at the Redneck Riviera and June 15th in Middlesburg, Kentucky at Crater City. So I guess my point is I still have to make a living, but it's not the most important thing to me anymore. If they don't sell like I'd like, it's not the end of the world to me anymore. And it used to feel like that. I've got family members that love me, a killer wife, and kids that need me, and the best friends I could have dreamt of. I think for once in my life, I am truly happy and not famous. I think after all this, I've gotten older, and I've learned that it's more important to mean a whole lot to a few people than it is to mean a little to a whole lot of people. I'm Reno Collier, and that's my Country Fried
Very
Chicken.
nice, Reno.
Oh.
Reno Collier, everybody! Reno Collier!
And you can be one of a handful of those people at the Redneck Riviera, Nashville, Tennessee, coming up this Thursday night. And when he gets on stage, yeah, babies. What are you going to open with, Reno? What's your first line?
How's everybody doing?
Reno Collier, everybody. Reno Collier.
That was tush.
Anybody here from out of town?
Yeah.
Who wants half-price chicken wings?
Yeah. Hey, man, if I knew you guys were pushing bourbon, I wouldn't have done all that.
No. It's, hey, listen, whatever.
Yeah.
That's a very heartfelt thing, and that's a great Will Ferrell story also.
Dude, he was the nicest freaking guy. And what was funny was I was on the phone with my ex-wife now, and I was out in front of the box on the phone with her, and he comes by and he goes, "Who are you talking to?" I go, "It's my wife." And he goes, "Can I talk to her?" And I go, "Yeah." And I give her the phone, and he goes, "Hey, how's it going?" And she's like, "Who's this?" And he goes, "Will Ferrell." And she goes, "Shut up, jackass. Put Reno back on the phone." And he hands me the phone. He goes, "She's a peach." And I get the phone back, and I'm like, "What's wrong with you?" And she's like, who was that cable guy? I go, "No, it was Will Ferrell." She's like, "The real one?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Let me talk to him." I'm like, "No, he doesn't like you. He thinks you're a peach."
Oh, God, that's great. Okay, thank you, Reno.
Reno Collier.